Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning, Harry. Nice background.
Thank you very much.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, thanks, man. How are you this morning?
Yeah, what can I say? It's getting cold. Winter's coming.
Nice. Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. This is Harry and Seb Talks, our weekly show that we do on a Friday, where we talk about productivity, business, marketing, Webflow, and just about everything else. This week's topic we decided we would do on productivity, and more precisely, we're going to go over some of our productivity systems that we have and use inside our agency. Mine specifically is around checklists, and then Sebastian's is more around decision making and planning your week as well. I think with the high performance planner.
like general concepts, because I think we are both more in this self-development and want to be more efficient, and I'm looking forward for this call.
And the crazy thing is, I've always had a big passion, guys, in productivity personally, but I only actually started implementing systems, I would say, in the last year that have truly transformed the way that I do work. And now, actually, I don't think I could live without them, because they keep me on track and they keep me moving forward. And they act as a reminder as well. Now, I think a big thing that my coach taught me recently is that you don't want to have all of this stuff in your head. You want to have a place where it can live and work, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have to remember everything. Otherwise, you'll make mistakes. Whereas if you have it written down and you have a system to handle it, it makes life about 10 times easier. So saying that, I will show my share my screen and take you guys through my dashboard. So what makes a perfect productivity system? I think it's something that works based on your own needs and goals. So I have a lot of stuff in my dashboard that's like personal to me. But the biggest thing that I'd go through every morning, Seb, is a morning checklist, an afternoon checklist, and a shutdown checklist. So
what's life track?
Sure. So my morning checklist has a load of things that I know that I need to do, right? So for example, my life tracking sheet is just something that I could tick off every day that I've done. Have I had breakfast? Have I meditated? Have I done lunch? Have I had dinner? And I've gamified it a bit as well, so that I can make sure that I'm hitting the top end. But the main thing here,
the 2000 that you had,
it means that I've hit my max score.
Okay, understand. Nice.
So it's gamified a bit. The best score you can get is 2000. I think the worst score you can get is like 100.
100.
Okay. Which is not good, and they're colored as well. Thank you. So but the main thing is I needed to remember every day to do this, right? And sometimes I would forget, and then it would be like 11 o'clock, and I'd be like, fuck, I haven't done live tracking. I've got to go and do live tracking. So the thing for me that's always worked is having things in checklists that I can go through as like a routine in the morning. What I'm trying to build here is a routine. Now, I've done this checklist so many times that some mornings I won't even open this document, but I'll go through every single item because my brain like remembers it. I built a routine around it. I know when I...
when do you get up in the morning?
5:30.
5:30. Wow, that's really ambitious. Almost the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing, right? Like when I get on my computer in the morning, I'm trying to figure out like, what am I meant to be doing? And like the morning checklist for me, it allows me to have that like first step into the day and get all the important things done that I need to get done straight away. So what I tend to do is just go through and check these off as we do them. I have a couple of things that, as I said, are really important to me. For example, like clearing my email inbox. So I want to open my email in the morning and then not have to open it again till the afternoon. So making sure that I've replied to and sent all the emails that I need to for the morning, and then I can close my Gmail, and be able to move on with the rest of the day.
So the zero inbox principle, to keep the inbox zero. And probably, I guess, you do the same as me. I'm moving my tasks or my emails then where I have some things to do to my task management system. Like you
exactly
are
that.
the Coda, and I do it for ClickUp.
Exactly that. And I think it's really important to make sure that there's nothing there that's like floating, right? Because for us, it can be like really problematic if we've left an email in our inbox, but you're still thinking about it. It's much better just to deal with it there and then than to leave it. So then I look at my task board and see if there's anything pressing. I add the results that I want for the end of the day. So I have a small checklist on the right, and these are the 3 or 4 things that I want to make sure that I've done by the end of the day. And these are kind of like my guiding principles. No matter what happens, all the meetings I have, all the emails that come in, all the tasks that I have to do, these are like my guiding ones. These are the ones that I have to get done no matter what. And then, as I said, my personal checklist is very personal to me. So I then have like some additional tasks that I want to do in terms of marketing. The main thing is this should take me about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many emails I have. And then I'm done for the day. And I can shut this checklist and be done. The next time that I open this page is in the afternoon, and I have a small automation that just changes the checklist for me at 12 o'clock. So when I open the document again, I have my afternoon checklist. Now, This is slightly different to the morning one again. I have some personal things for me to do. But the main thing here is I'm just clearing anything that I have on my plate that needs to be off my plate. This includes emails again. So we make sure that we clear our emails a second time for the day. But the main thing here, guys, is don't have your email open all day. Just have it open like once or twice a day and just reply and do all your emails. I then like to meditate and read for 15 minutes, but that's everything they're done. Now we can get
jobs allowed.
Yeah. Now we get on to the final one, which I think is the most important, and that is our shutdown checklist. So let's talk about the importance of having a shutdown. Do you guys ever get to the point at the end of the day, maybe I can ask you this as well, Sebastian, where you feel like you don't have a clear or clean separation from work? Like you feel like you've finished work, but you haven't actually finished work, so to speak.
Yes, I know what you mean. Or you get some messages on your phone after work and you're like, oh no, I have to open my laptop again.
So the whole point of a shutdown session taken from Cal Newport is that we want to have a process where we finish work for the day. And this is for everybody who works at home as well, where we say we're done. And this is like a clean and clear point. And it's like, well, what do we want to make sure that we've done at the end of the day when we shut down before we finish for the day? Now, some of you might want to check your email again. Some of you might want to clean your desk like I do, because otherwise I don't do it. Some of you, maybe you want to read for 15 minutes or do a reflection on the day. But that should all go in your shutdown list. And the whole point of this, as I said, is as soon as I've done all these tasks, Sebastian, as soon as I've done all these tasks where I shut down my computer, clear my desk, I even have a bit of a ritual where I shut the tabs in my Chrome browser, which it sounds like a really small thing, but it's very cleansing to just close all the tabs on your computer, close all the programs, and then hit shut down. You're like tricking your brain into thinking, okay, we're done for the day. Once this list is done, I know that I'm finished work for the day and I don't have to think about work anymore and can cleanly move on with the rest of my day. Now, if you guys want to create your own checklists, I would just go on Coda on their YouTube channel and you'll be able to find out how to make their checklist on there. But to give you just a summary of what we went over this morning with my stuff is it's good to have a morning checklist that allows you to set up for the day. A couple of things that you can do. You can have it written down on a bit of paper. You can have it digitally. It's up to you. That prepares you and puts you on the right foot into the morning because you've already got a couple of small things done. Have a afternoon one. So you have a couple of things to pick up after lunch that help you move back into work after you've had your lunch break. And then have a shutdown one so that you can cleanly finish work, put it to rest, and know that you can then move on with the rest of your work for the rest of the day without having to think about, oh my God, did I do this or did I do that or whatever. You know that you covered everything you wanted to cover.
Yeah, I also think I can speak for myself in the morning, especially it grounds myself, and I do my morning routine. I'm on track. I did already some things I wanted to do in the morning. I'm doing yoga in the morning and some little workouts. So I'm glad that I did already something in the morning, and then I can start my day. I think
Sure.
this is also something that helps, like having a routine keeps you grounding in a way.
I agree, and I think it's the best way to move forward. But if you guys have any questions about the checklists, throw it in the comments below, and I'm sure we'll be able to answer any questions that you have as well.
Really nice.
Thanks, Sebastian. Tell me a bit about your stuff.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of Coda. For example, with my morning routine, I have it on the Streaks app on iPhone. It's really nice, and you just push a button. I don't know how you can see. The funny thing is, I just remembered when you said, hey, that you don't forget to do anything. Looks like this.
Nice.
Wait, with color, it looks like this. And then, for example, take your vitamins, you press a button here, and it's done. And then it asks for today or yesterday. And then you have here some stats where you can see how many times did you do it, how's your streak. And then you flip it, and you have more things. Like yoga, nice. I did automatically. So yeah, I think it's also important to find a system that fits to you. You like Coda, maybe somebody else likes to make it still with a pencil and paper. I like my app. So there are different ways, but I think in general, the routine is really important. Yeah, so I'm doing my morning routine where I write down all my things before I'm going to the office. For me, it's also a clear separation because I have to walk 10 minutes to the office. So in these 10 minutes when I walk to the office, sometimes I'm listening to a podcast or I have some motivational music or podcast in order to get motivated for work.
Nice.
Because I'm really auditive, so this works really well when I'm going there. Or sometimes I'm just enjoying my walk and thinking what I want to accomplish today. What is this one thing I want to do today? Then I arrive in the office. Good morning to every employee, setting up my desk, like to make my tea, to make my water and so on. And then almost the same like you, I'm first checking the emails, what happened last day, and then I try to close it and start my working day. So in the morning, I know that, for example, in the morning, I'm really productive. So I'm doing things that are really demanding for my brain, for my mind, and to get these off my list. So the meetings I prefer, I think you also prefer to have the meetings in the afternoon, because this is how we work. I know, for example, for my fiance, in the morning, she likes to have meetings because she is not so awake, and she's more productive in the afternoon after 3. So
and let's just let's just touch on this, right? Because I think it's really important for people to kind of understand the theory behind it. But for me, and I know for you as well, a big thing that I've read and learned over the last year is that the first 4 hours of your day, guys, are the most important hours of your entire day. And if you spend all that energy and all that focus on meetings rather than actual work that creates value, then you're only going to struggle to continue to produce as a high achiever moving forward, because you're spending all your bloody time in meetings. It's crazy.
Yeah, in the morning to have meetings, I'm also not a big fan of this. It's like, you know, after that, to get back in the rhythm, it's really hard for me. So I like to first work the things on where I need full attention. And after that, when I say, okay, now I can move on. And you showed me like something really nice. It's called Brainfm. So it's some music that helps you to focus better. And you sent me the link, and I really like it. Like it's much more focused. You feel like you are in a zone, you know?
It's really weird. It just tricks you into it. That's brain.fm if you guys want. We'll put it in the description as well. With a little link to go and look at it. You get like 5 sessions free, but just try it. It's so crazy because I remember showing Sebastian it, and I think you were like, oh, what the fuck is this, Harry? Another app, not another app.
Really weird.
Yeah. But the music is like, it's not normal. It's been scientifically made and blended to actually have an effect on your brain where you're more focused. And I would say it's more effective than like music on Spotify, right?
I don't know, maybe there are playlists that can do this, but somehow this music triggers you, especially when you have this big headset, what I have. So I really feel like you are in a zone. But you also need to figure out if it's the music that you like. Because sometimes it's like boom, 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 boom. I feel like on 300 or something. So we need to figure out if you like it, of course. But no, this is like also something really, really nice what I like. And besides this, I work with ClickUp. So I have all my tasks in ClickUp. I have the dashboard there where I have all the tasks that I have to do. You also have some automatizations there, what you have in Coda. So it also works kind of like Coda, but it's a bit different. And what you also mentioned, it helps you to go through your day, because, for example, for our clients, I try to document as much as possible discussions and meeting to have a clear memory what was discussed in the meeting. Also, when the client comes back and say, but we discussed this and so on, and then I can say, no, at this time here, at this point, what I discussed, and here in your email that I sent to you after the meeting, we discussed clearly this point, you know? And I think for this, it is also important that you keep track what you're discussing with the client, because sometimes it comes also to some misunderstandings. And I know also you send an email after the meeting to the client that you had.
It's really important, I think, just to like over communicate in that sense. No matter what service-based company you're in, always keeping the client in the loop and not in the dark. I know we're kind of veering off into like client comms and stuff like that, but the whole point of using all of these tools is to make you more productive, but to build systems as well. And the whole point of these systems is they help you with what Sebastian's been talking about, which is keeping the client in the loop, making sure that you get those notes like sent automatically and stuff. And I'm sure we could do some more videos about like how to actually create cool systems that you can automate sending notes and stuff like that as well. But
I agree. Calendly, for example, oh my God, what was the time when you had to write with the client, hey, when can I can hear here, and he says, no, I can only hear, and then you write back and forth. Now you send him the Calendly link, which is connected to the calendar, and the client selects it. Saves lots of time. And you can also use it for lead generation. You can have qualified question in it. So it makes your life easier.
Yeah, really nice.
Like little things, like I know you have also virtual assistant that you're using, which takes some workload from you where you don't have to think about it, and keeps you also free on the things that you want to work on, like Pareto principle on these 80%, you know? These little things to keep you moving forward with your company.
Yeah, and I mean, just to like kind of end it off, really, I think if you have like small things that you're doing that could be outsourced to a VA, I mean, mine cost me $5 an hour in the Philippines. She's really good. She's very clever. and she's probably way too cheap, but she takes like a lot of my marketing tasks, like posting stuff for me now, and just does it for me. And the only rule that I have to keep is that I make sure that I actually have the content there prepared and the descriptions written, so she can just post it for me. But now I woke up this morning and saw a notification on my phone saying your video was uploaded successfully on LinkedIn. I went, oh shit, yeah, Verity's posting for me this morning. And I was like, oh cool, yeah, I completely forgot. But you see now, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. I was able to go to the gym this morning and just get the gym out of the way. And that's only been because I've now been outsourcing to a VA. So yeah, it is so good, guys. So good to just outsource these small things. And you only pay them by the time they spend to do it, right? So you're not paying a wage. You can just do it for an hour or two. But yeah. Really good, really good.
Really, really nice. Let me share with you something what I'm using for tasks, also in the team. Maybe some of you have heard of it, Eisenhower decision matrix. After the dude in the Second World War, Eisenhower, and he came up with a system how to prioritize tasks. So you see here, the first things is urgent and not urgent. So you ask yourself for the task that you have, is it urgent? Is it not urgent? Let's say it's not urgent. Then you ask yourself, is it important or not important? Maybe it's important, but it is not urgent. So you decide, you schedule a time when you want to do this. But if you have a task, for example, it's urgent, important, you do it now, you prioritize it. Or you say the task is urgent, but not important, then you have the possibility maybe to delegate it to someone who can do it for you. And not urgent, not important just means you should delete it. Or what we also do is like we put things on hold because we say they are maybe later they will be important, but they are still not urgent. So then we put them on hold and later we schedule a time for them.
How do you decide how do you decide what is important and urgent and what is not important and not urgent?
I decide it's mainly with a deadline. I'm also asking the question like, when I see these tasks that are all important in front of me, and I'm thinking, what is the task that brings the company now this, again, back to this Pareto principle, this 80%. And sometimes I don't know. So sometimes I'm also discussing with Alexandra or the employee that is connected with this, and also asking how much time do you need, and discuss with him what from the task he thinks is most important to get some feedback, and then we decide together what is the most important thing to do right now.
Yep.
But I have these tags in ClickUp, so I made tags: important, urgent, important, not urgent, not important, urgent, not important, not urgent. And also the employees have to select this tag for every task that they create. So it's easier also to prioritize, because if you have only priority high, urgent, and so on, this is nice to have it, but it only says how important it is. It doesn't say how urgent it is, because sometimes you have a strict deadline from your client, and therefore it's also to put this factor with urgency in it.
So what would you advise our audience who maybe want to use this decision matrix? How could they use it efficiently?
I would first, that's how I did it. First thing is when you have a task, first ask yourself, important, urgent, not urgent. You can also draw it on your paper and get used to this matrix, and you put your task there for your day. Like make one of these metrics, just draw it with your pen or pencil, and just do it for 1 day or 2 days, and put the task just there in these fields, and then just like work on them. Do these now, then try to delegate them and see how it works for you, that you get a feeling for it. And if you are comfortable with it and you have already a project management system, then try to use it in your productivity system. that would be my advice. Yeah, this is like for me my little notebook. For example, I'm using the high performance planner. In the morning, it has like a daily routine where you have like, you do some journaling for what I'm grateful, what is my plan for today, the top 3 goals. You can put everything in it. And because what you mentioned, you shut down your Office, your Outlook or your email program. And how do you know when you have a meeting or something? So sometimes it's good to have it, for example, to write it down in the calendar. I know you have it in Coda, so you see it there, but maybe some of our audience doesn't have already this outsourced the calendar, so they need to have the email open in order to see when the next meeting is. And yeah, with this high performance planner, you can look it up online, check it out. You have weekly goals, you have a weekly summary, you have a monthly summary, and it helps me really to keep on track. These are the things. And I just see your calendar here, but what you once posted. Maybe you can speak about what you are doing here in your calendar with the colors.
Sure. I think the best way to describe this is to just block out the time that you want in the mornings. So like we talk about using Calendly, right? So if you're using some sort of scheduling tool, just make sure that you're blocking out in the morning the 4 hours that you're going to have for yourself. I also have some things that I do every single week. So they go in my calendar as an event every single week. That's like Monday morning planning, marketing on Tuesdays and Mondays, sales on Thursdays and Wednesdays, and just being like really strict with your time, but also having like events put in there. So you're planning your day and your week overall. I think it's is crazy. I think we could talk about this for hours, right, Seb?
I think I didn't scroll further through this list, but I could scroll, and I have lots of other things that I could share with the audience. And we don't want to how do I say it? It should be not overwhelming now. Just start with little routines and then step by step build them up. Don't try to do everything what we just told you, because this will not happen, and it's a frustrating process for you. Just implement maybe 1 or 2 things that you want to do in the morning, and when you have done them for months, then you make 4 of them, and so on. So you build it up, and also see what feels good for you. So
I agree.
How it feels for you. If there are some things that you want to do, but in the morning you're like, oh, I can't do them, or and you always have, you don't hit it, it doesn't help you. So I think that would be my advice to take out of the session, to try to build a routine, but step by step, not too fast. Also with the time in the morning, don't try to wake up at 5, because I can tell you that on Tuesday you won't get up at 5 because you're probably too sleepy. So just wake up in half an hour earlier. Then again, after the next week, maybe a half an hour earlier or the next day, and see how you feel also in your body and in your mind, and build it up step by step.
Yeah, I really agree with what Sebastian's saying. And for anything that you do, the smaller the steps you can do, the better. Because if you try and do a massive leap, you'll just burn out. You'll hate the thing that you're doing. You'll give up on it, and then you'll never implement that system. So I think it's a great way to summarize the session and end it there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you'd like to follow Sebastian, it's Sebastian Bayer on LinkedIn and RE7 on Instagram. If you'd like to follow me, it's Harry Roper on YouTube, Harry Roper on LinkedIn, and Imaginary Space on Instagram. You can also visit Seb's company. The website is
re7consulting.ro for Romania.
Nice.
And your website is imaginaryspace.co.uk, yeah?
Exactly that. So it should be good. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in next week's episode.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Bye, guys.